must remember, a lot of people think that, oh, it's entertainment, it's a job, and you're going, well, in my case, 24 hours a day. You're looking after all the boys do is play. And that takes a lot out of it, believe me. It's not a 9-to-5 job.
Until one of us comes up with a better plan. It's okay, it's alright. You and me, all night. No, don't you tell nobody, no, that can't understand.
So what you want to know, my boy, is where I started. Started in Toronto with Ronnie Hawkins and the Hawks. I was 18 years of age. And they came into a place called the Concord Tavern. Well, I lived about a block away. I went in there that first night, I went every night thereafter. Well, eventually, Levon and I became very good friends, as the rest of the band. And they got a little bigger, and finally they offered me a job as a roadie. Now, what a roadie did was carry the equipment, finesse the crowd, drive, and I never looked back. You'd drive that sucker one way, 1,707 miles to Fayetteville, Arkansas, leave Toronto and drive it non-stop, just taking turns, because you had to get there because the next night you were playing in Arkansas. Then you're paying for $800 or whatever. The club at one time was owned by Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby's the guy that shot Oswald, who shot the President of the United States. The opening night, there was 5 people. You know, you couldn't even have a good fight. Well, unannounced to anyone, Bob Dylan was getting ready to put a group together. And he had heard about us. And it started out that all he wanted was Levon on drums and Robbie on guitar.
This one right there. Do you believe that guitar?
The show went over well. Mind you, there was a little booing because Dylan was a folkie, not folk rock. He offered the boys a job. They said, no, not unless you take us all. We've been together too long as a group. It worked out. They became the backup band for Bob Dylan.
They're here.
You know, Bob Dylan, well, you're paid every week, regardless if you work or not. And you fly on his plane, and nice hotel rooms, clean, no cockroaches, you know. Whereas, you know, one time we'd stay in little old motel rooms. You'd pull the sheets back before you even got in bed, make sure that there was no bed bugs or anything, right?
Go, driver, go. Go, driver.
We traveled all over the United States, Canada, Europe. Then Bob had his accident. That's when he broke the vertebrae in his neck. We were all in Woodstock, renting houses. I left. There was no work for me. I went to Rouen-Noranda, Quebec, and took over a nightclub. That's where I met my wife, Janine. My last tour with the band was all of Canada, all the United States, and then the tip of the iceberg was Japan for a month. That was in '83. When I came back from that tour, I had to call it a day. I didn't have to, but I wanted to. Others keep going, and as you know, 90% of them are divorced, separated. I didn't want that. No, absolutely not. The rest is history.